It is Election Day. Polls are still open in most parts of the country, and we have team coverage with our powerhouse political team spread out across the nation. Our Mary Alice Parks is in New Hampshire, Mola Lenghi in Colorado, Alex Perche is in Ohio, Stephanie Ramos in North Carolina, Juju Chang in Michigan, and Alex Perez is in Wisconsin. So let's begin here with Mary Alice Parks there in New Hampshire. Mary Alice, all eyes on that Senate race there.
Absolutely. Both teams are bracing for a complete nail-biter here in New Hampshire. This state is absolutely known for being one of the most volatile swing states in the whole country. Just 6 years ago, Senator Maggie Hassan won her seat by only 1,017 votes. And Dawn Baldick, her challenger here, a former Army Brigadier General, thinks it could be that close. Obviously, they are hoping for a big win here tonight. I have to tell you, Canada, the issue that I hear hearing over and over from voters is the price of energy. I mean, this is New Hampshire. They are bracing for a cold winter, and the price of energy has nearly doubled in some places. Home heating oil nearly doubled in the last 2 years. It's a big talking point. It's not just New Hampshire, though, that has been, obviously has a close Senate race, obviously out in Colorado, all across the country. I'm going to toss to my colleague, Mola Lenghi, out in Colorado, who is following a close Senate race out there.
The ballots in the county are being tallied here tonight. Two major races we're watching statewide. The U.S. Senate race as well as the race for governor here in Colorado. For Senate, Democrat incumbent Michael Bennet has maintained a fairly comfortable lead throughout the campaign. While that lead has tightened in recent weeks, he was still besting Republican challenger Joe O'Dea by about 8 points coming into Election Day. That's according to 538 polling data. The other statewide race is for governor. Incumbent Democrat Jared Polis holding a pretty comfortable double-digit lead in most polls over GOP challenger Heidi Ganahl. Colorado, often considered a purple state, one that has been trending blue in recent years. The Republicans only able to capture 2 statewide offices since 2004, and this is a state that went to Joe Biden by 13 points in 2020. Now let's go to Alex Perche in Ohio.
Thanks, Mola. I'm going to give you a little bit of a scene setter. We're here at the GOP watch party here in downtown Columbus. There is a ton of press here, but we're expecting more people to file in a little bit closer to polls closing, which is around 7:30, a little less than an hour from now. Governor Mike DeWine was out here earlier doing a final walkthrough. Republicans are expecting a big night tonight, but all eyes are going to be on the Senate race here between Republican nominee J.D. Vance and his Democratic challenger, Representative Tim Ryan. That race is razor thin. Quite frankly, probably closer than it should be given how red that Ohio is. But I want to point out there's so much attention on early voting already here in Ohio. We have seen more than 1.5 million Ohioans that have either voted early in person or requested mail-in ballots. Now let's go to Stephanie Ramos.
Hey there. Thanks so much, Alex. We are here in Raleigh, North Carolina at the Senate Democratic candidates election party. Hasn't kicked off just yet, but they are hoping this turns into a victory party tonight. Now, the Senate race here in North Carolina hasn't gotten much attention, but it does have the potential to be historic. Beasley, if elected to the Senate, could be the 3rd black woman elected to the Senate behind Kamala Harris and Carol Mosley Braun. Beasley is trying to make that happen, but it is going to be difficult with President Biden's approval rating here on the lower side and Trump looming large over her opponent, Republican Representative Ted Budd. So we will be watching that here. It could be very close. We'll keep you posted. Now, this is over in Michigan with Juju Chang.
Hey, Stephanie, we're here in Detroit at the Motor City Casino. This is the Gretchen Whitmer election night headquarters. As you can see, the party has yet to begin. And yet, in this battleground state of Michigan, there are some big contests tonight. Polls close at 8 o'clock. The Secretary of State's office told us there is a slightly higher than expected turnout, at least in person. We were just at a polling site a short time ago talking to voters in a largely African-American district here in Detroit. But we've spent the better part of many days talking to voters across Michigan, from Grand Rapids to Kalamazoo to Three Rivers, and now back here in Detroit. And so Governor Whitmer is enjoying a slight lead in the polls and a lot of support. 538 has this state leaning blue in the governor's race, but that margin of error is always looming. Her opponent, Tudor Dixon, is a Trump-anointed former businesswoman, former conservative TV pundit who took a tough stance against abortion, which is relevant because this is a state where the Dobbs effect might impact voter trends. Here in Michigan, Prop 3 is on the ballot, which would enshrine abortion rights into the state's constitution. In Michigan, new women voters out-registered male voters by 8%. New Democratic voters out-registered Republican voters by 18%. As you can see, they're testing the audio system here. And of course, I was here in Michigan in 2020. We pulled an all-nighter waiting for results, and the Secretary of State's office says they're hoping to be all wrapped up within 24 hours of closing, which is 8 o'clock Eastern time. So let's hope it doesn't come to that. They say they want security and accuracy over speed. Let's go now over to my colleague in Wisconsin, Alex Perez. It's all you.
Hey, Juju, I'm here in Neenah, Wisconsin. Supporters still not filing in here, but we expect they will be here in just a short amount of time. We are at the headquarters for the evening for Senator Ron Johnson. He is the Republican incumbent seeking his third term in a highly contested race. Running against him here, the current lieutenant governor of the state, Mandela Barnes. If elected, Barnes would be the first black senator from Wisconsin. Now, the Democrats won this state in 2020, but as we know, the party in office in the White House oftentimes suffers when it comes to the midterms. But these two candidates have really been going at each other the last several weeks, painting each other as the extremes of their parties. And, you know, it's been a highly contested race here, Juju, and Ron Johnson hammering Barnes, blaming Democrats for the rise in crime, for inflation, for the economy, and Barnes trying to paint himself as a modern version, saying that Johnson here is a relic of the past and that he wants to focus on other issues, including abortion rights and climate change. Now, there are few states that are a split, divided 50-50 as Wisconsin is. So as they say, it will come down to every last vote. And Kana, there are more registered voters for this midterm election here in Wisconsin than there have been ever. So you can imagine all eyes will be on the returns, Kana.
Wow, that is very interesting. Alex, thanks to you, and thanks to all of our reporters out there and our powerhouse political team.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.